Frank?
Hello, mate.
Frank, come on, man. Can I Be Frank is all about capturing real, authentic, unedited conversation.
Not yet.
Makeup will be just late, man. They'll be in a second to sort you out.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it now.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you, Joe.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for making the long fucking journey, man.
From Drogheda.
Yeah, well, Coleraine last night and Drogheda.
Came up from Coleraine, or down from Coleraine, went up. Yeah, it was a lot. It's very cold up there.
Yeah.
It was snowy, and the roads were bad. But I'm used to the road now, you know.
Being the ripe old age of 50. Do you give your name? Do you give your age out? You look well for 54.
Yeah, well, I shouldn't really, I suppose, give me age out, but then I should in a way, because I want to be. You don't want to be lying about your age. It's a slippery slope, isn't it?
Well, what's next then? What is next? Yeah, I don't know now.
Yeah, well, dyeing the hair is another thing, you know.
So you don't dye it at all. There isn't even a little bit in there, is there?
No, there's no.
Oh, I focus in on people's hair.
What else?
And that's the nature of the ball man, I think.
Right, yeah. I would get a thatch. Sorry to say this. No,
Would you?
I'm not telling you to get a thatch, but if I got a little, I think I might.
What? What?
If I got a little, I was looking at it, it has gone thinner than it used to be, you know.
I hate when people say that now. It's just so patronising. It hasn't. I know what thinner is. Because I have had that. You see, you know the kind of the widow's peak thing. My mother used to say to me, that's the widow's peak. And it was this size.
So it's down the middle, is it?
It goes, it starts here and then it totally recedes in. Yeah.
Right, well, I've got a bit of that.
Yeah, but I mean, you've enough that you can even flick over like that.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I shouldn't be.
What do you mean though about the thatch? Sorry.
Because you've got a very strong face that suits baldness, right? No, you've got.
Go on,
just look at my head. Do you think it would? I don't think it would work.
I think needs must, but I mean, you're able to pull it off anyway with the George Clooney.
I need a bit of hair up there.
Yeah.
Okay, Grant. So I was in doing a thing on TV3 a few years ago, and Angus McAnally was on it, and
he's from Anything Goes, is he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Angus McAnally, Anything Goes, and he wore 2 different coloured shoes. He was mental.
Yeah.
And he said to me the minute I met him, he said, look, I got the thatch done. To be honest, didn't notice he had. And he was actually...
Sorry, what is it, thatch?
It's where
a
you
wig? No.
get
the transplant?
Hair from here, I think, the back of your head. And they plant it up. And then it grows then. Once they put it in there.
I have actually thought about that. That was
Have you thought about that?
At one stage in my life, but I just figured it's still going to look thin though. I mean, they're not going to be able to fill it out. And then it's not enough to... I could have like 10 hairs there on the top if I wanted to. But I'd look like my father.
He kept growing it.
No, he had somehow this part. You see the way this this is gold now, but you see the way the stub, not stub, but you see the way it grows up to kind of here and then it stops, right?
Yeah.
Well, what he used to do was let that part grow and grow and grow and grow here.
Oh yeah, and
then
he
he'd
like
whoop it over with the silver
cream.
cream. Then he used to fucking hammer that silver cream shit.
Really, spray it?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, you would have got high if you were sitting beside him. I actually used to try the fucking aerosol thing, in the bag.
Oh yeah.
That was Portlaoise, that wasn't.
You get high off your father's hairspray.
Yeah,
it's
limited.
No, anyway, so the thatch thing, Angus had it. He said, I think it was one of his remaining parent had died, and he'd gotten inheritance, and he said,
"Fuck it,
fuck it." I gave some to me sons, and then I said, "Fuck it." I don't know what it's like. A lot of money, it was 40 grand or something, and he wasn't completely. He still looked bald.
Yeah.
So obviously he was very bald. So he went from very bald to just a slightly bald man. He wasn't going full hair.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, and he wasn't. Obviously, he was very uncomfortable about it because I didn't know he had it, but he immediately came out with it. It's almost like, I suppose, if you think everyone's looking at you going, he's got a thatch.
That's like when somebody's gay or they've just come out, it's one of the first things they need to say to you almost is, I'm gay, just in case you're going to, isn't it? No?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah. It is, sort of. Well, I often see, this is the last now, but I often see, this would never come into your radar, right? But from time to time, things come up in my feed, hair products or whatever to make your hair grow back, like Regain and shit like that.
Yeah,
but then the other thing that has come up recently is, scientists have discovered a cure or some pill or something. Now, if that was the case, I definitely would take the pill.
Oh yeah.
Because I could shave it off if I didn't feel comfortable about it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And I can't remember what Angus gave me the whole science behind it, because he's gone like he's trying to explain why these hairs put up here will grow. So it's something to do with the follicles that are up here. They're not getting blood or something. They're not getting.
So how did they get the blood then?
I don't know.
Like I kind of thought it might. The way you say you moved a piece of a plant and you moved it from the front garden to the back garden.
Yeah, and it's not getting the light. It's going to die.
Yeah.
So what's going on?
So what's changing though? But say it's growing lovely there. Yeah. So
it's
I'd say you have for a couple of fucking weeks, and that's it.
It dies off.
It dies off. Oh, stop!
And then you got to think about what kind of hair have you do. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean the reality is if I did let it grow back completely, I'd be grey all the way.
Yeah, you'd be grey as well.
Yeah, I'd be totally grey. I wouldn't even have. You've got that kind of that grey black thing.
Got a grey black thing that's it's eventually going to go grey as well. But there you go. There's hair for you. Yeah. We all have our hair.
It helps though when you're going for roles and shit, does it? To be, the hair definitely helps, I think. You can do shit with the hair. Do you know what I mean by that now? Say if you're bald, you're bald. There's no way around it, like, really. But you can have different styles of hair, like you can change your look almost completely.
Yeah, but I'm sure if you were going for a part that needed hair, they'd sort that out. You know what I mean? They're good. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure it'd make it look good,
Yeah, that's why I haven't gone for
something
roles.
Extensions or something. They have to extend onto something, but yeah. But you know what? It's funny. I was with an agency years ago, Lisa Rich days, and I was saying, "Would you? I really want to get into acting," because they were my comedy agent, and they weren't convinced, but they did send me for one role, and it was for a bald man.
Was it?
Yeah. So. There you go. Bizarrely.
I have crossed your path before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it wouldn't have. No, it was in an audition.
Yeah.
No, you didn't get it, or I didn't get it. But it was for a news talk ad, and I had never done anything, and so I think I was on one of those websites. I don't know what the fuck they're called. You might pay 150 quid for them. and I hadn't got anything, and it was like it was coming to the end of my subscription, and
Yeah.
I somehow got a call, but it was for this News Talk ad with a horse.
Oh, that's Today FM.
Oh, Today FM, sorry.
Yeah.
So you were sitting in there, and I was going, oh Jesus, what the fuck am I doing here? Only because obviously you were in the business a long time, and I'm going, oh God, there's no way I should be in here.
Yeah, but for an ad, it's potluck. I've gone for loads of ads, and I've only got one ad, and I was a carton of juice, so you couldn't even see my face.
That's a good thing, though, isn't it?
That was good in a way, yeah. And I only got the ad because they asked me in the audition to dive and save a ball. They wanted the carton of juice playing as part of the family. It was squeeze orange juice, and so I wanted the carton of juice playing football with the kids in the back garden. And I did a really good dive. They had a little mattress or something, and I could dive and save a ball. And then when they came to shooting there was about 3 ads. This didn't work because you got a carton, so the whole diving thing just didn't work because the carton is there. When you normally dive for a ball, your hands are like that. There's a carton there, you can't. The hands can only come up here. So that scene was cut anyway. So, but
it's not in your show reel. That I've noticed.
No,
I don't think it is.
They were really happy with it. They said you really made this carton come to life, but all you can see is my arms and legs, right? So then about 3 months later, I got a call, and I was going, hello, and I was going, it's Joe Rooney. We heard you did the squeeze carton of juice, and I said, and you did it really well. We're looking for someone to be a cornetto, and I got a reputation as
has it come to this? No.
Yeah, and it was going to be shot in Amsterdam. So I was really, and then I said, "Oh, that's really good," because I'm actually in Brussels the night before that, doing a gig. And then they came back a day later and said, "We feel that if you're doing a gig the night before we shoot, you just wouldn't be, you'd be too tired, and it's a long drive
to play
Brussels."
The cornetto."
Yeah, and they said we're going to go for someone else. I was like, "What? It's mental." First of all, that they even thought, because they thought I specialised as cartons or ice creams,
and then that they didn't.
But
give
then
it
that I'd be too tired to do it.
Yeah. Oh my God. And who the fuck was that? The agency?
Well, different. I wonder if it was the same agency. I don't know, but they wanted someone to be a cornetto, and they went, "Who could do a cornetto? Who can do it? It's a lot of arm and leg work." The guy who did the orange juice carton. I mean, advertising is just mental.
Yeah, that's what I would worked in for.
Oh yeah, did you?
15 odd years, yeah. I had my agency, but I only did some ads. Like we would have done 123.ie and stuff like that.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Been involved with that. Ours were always cheap, and the actors never got much, unfortunately. Might have been a couple of grand now, but it was never.
Right.
The bigger agencies would have paid more, but yeah, it's not pleasant,
well, no, yeah. I did another. Wasn't in the ad. This was the amazing thing. So I've done 2 ads that I've not been in. Yeah. Denny's wanted to do a load of ads that involve real people.
Okay.
And they wanted different kinds of people. So they used, first of all, me to find the people. Said I would come and have breakfast with them in their house, and they'd also raise money for some charity, and then they'd shoot what happened, and it could be an ad.
Right.
So they got they ended up using a surfer dude from Galway, some GAA kind of family up in Northern Ireland, and an Irish Country Women's Association type woman making sandwiches. So, but I would chat to them while they were preparing breakfast using Denny products or making sandwiches or getting ready for a Gaelic match. Okay. So I had to stay out of shot, which was difficult, and my voice couldn't be in. None of me could be in it but I was all over the country, and then.
Sorry, so what party wasn't it? Just your hands or something, or what?
No, first of all, they got the honour of having breakfast with me, and then I just kind of was like a Louis Theroux, but not. You wouldn't see me. Like I got them chatty.
Okay.
Do you know?
Yeah.
So that anyway, I'm just saying, and then and I was up in Coleraine last night doing a gig, and funny enough, the couple of lads that I was shooting the ad with were up there, and they showed me a photograph of me, 14 years ago.
Wow.
With black hair. So there's a coincidence. Anyway, yeah. You can cut that out. That was
no, that's gold. Fuck it. No, unedited is the way I like to do it. What was I going to say? To see, you've been gigging for how long?
25 years, I'd say, in comedy. Like I started off, say, doing a few gigs when I was around 25 with Paul Tylack doing sketch type comedy, and our first gig was maybe in NCAD. I think we did a private party actually for someone around Fitzwilliam Square area, and there was a string quartet, and then we did a sketch, and then I think we did a couple of sketches in the NCAD. There was no, and then we asked bands if we could open for them. So we did the Bag It In, and we did Whelan's, and then we found the Comedy Cellar and started doing, but it was very different.
Yes, I've spoken to three comedians. One is just starting out, but and they wouldn't have your history now. But I'm fascinated by the kind of movement into it. Like, it is, because I've done a tiny bit myself, I think it's one of the most terrifying things you can do. And it's insane, actually, to try and get up in front of a room and make people laugh.
Yes, it is. And now I had a very gradual, I was in a band for 5 years. That kind of got me used to being on stage. Then I did sketches with Paul. There was a safety blanket. There was two of us. We wore wigs, blah blah.
Yeah.
And then we did a bit of music, and then I did stand up, and I did find it scary as anything I'd done before. Much more scary because I was being myself. So there was no wigs or costumes. I actually did use the guitar, so which is another little barrier.
You had to protect yourself.
Yeah.
But that's like the thing. The inclination is to want to go, but then obviously something happens when you get to the stage where it just there's nowhere to run. So it's, somebody says about this idea of fight or flight. There's nowhere to go, so it's kind of giving into where you are. That's the buzz almost. Is it this letting go feeling?
Yeah, I would
being exposed, like you are exposed.
You're exposed.
You have your material, but you're exposed.
There's something like gradual about how you perform, though, because I think when you start out, certainly, I think everybody you've got your 5-7 minutes material, and you just lash through it, and you go completely for laughs without really exposing yourself.
Okay,
I think, and. You might, and I think it can take 5 to 6 years before, at least before you really start being yourself, really, and letting go. I think it's a gradual thing.
But you say this idea of being yourself, like if you say you start out and you're on the circuit and you're having a go and you're not, and somehow shit that you don't find funny is suddenly everybody's laughing, and you kind of go,
no, I've done that. I've done stuff to please the crowd, and that's annoying. That's a horrible road to go down, and at times I hated my set, because I was doing. I'll be honest with you, I was opening for Pat Short for a good few years, for 6-7 years, and that was great when I started doing it because I was getting to do. He wanted me to do like 35-40 minutes before he came out. There were big audiences every night.
Who were looking for Pat Short?
Yes, but they were. I was getting to play. But yes, you're right. They're looking for Pat Short, so they are that kind of. They have a different mindset. So my material wasn't developing. It was great when I started doing it because
this gig.
I was going, wow, this is great. I'm playing to big audiences 5 nights a week, and I'm getting, it's going well. But I realised then that when I started trying to bring in material that I liked, it was too much for they're a bit more conservative crowd.
Yeah,
and it really.
And what do you do about that now?
Oh,
what have you done about that?
I think now what I've done now is that first of all, I'm not playing to someone else's audience.
Yeah,
so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And I stopped doing clubs. I was doing a chain of clubs in Britain as well, which is a bit horrible.
Yeah.
Called Junglers. And you just have to say, look, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to do it. Like, sometimes you're not getting as many laughs. But I do think I wrote down a thing maybe about 6 months ago, and it was like, just put a bit of truth into every show that's not necessarily funny, but just do a little bit. Yeah, because I just think it might make you nervous before you go on if you say, I'm going to do this. I don't know if I do this now, but... And also...
What do you mean it make you nervous before you go on? This idea of being...
If you say to yourself before you go on, I'm going to do a little bit that I've just thought of, or maybe, or I might just talk for a few minutes about something that's happened to me today.
Yeah.
They won't probably get a laugh.
Yeah.
But it might just make me a bit nervous before I go on, so that it gives me an edge.
Okay.
And also it might just show a bit of... I think as an audience member, if you see a little bit of the person, then the rest of the act means a bit more.
Yeah, to me that's that's everything. Is the personal is somehow that somebody that seems to be the madness of it, that this because I think I read something about you saying something like that, you wouldn't say boo. You said you wouldn't say boo to a goose, except when you're on stage, somebody heckles you, it's fucking fuck you or whatever. I handle a heckler, but I suppose the point of making
be different. Yeah, very, very.
Yeah, but yet you're still up on stage. You're exposing yourself. You're telling your truth in a humorous way. You're telling there is a self-awareness that comes with it to be able to take the piss out of yourself or whatever it is you're doing.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that that's the correct way to do comedy, and some people don't do that. I know acts that are really just telling stories as if they're stories about themselves, but I know they're made up. So if it's like, I think as a comedian you can see that.
Okay.
But it may not be a successful way of doing it, but it's my way of. It's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Like, I did a gig in Brighton about 2 years ago, and I was trying to get back into doing stuff in the UK. So I had to do an open spot in a club in Brighton. And this guy, I'd stopped doing gigs in the UK, and this guy was running a gig, and I hadn't seen him in about 20 years. And then after the show, after my slot, he said...
Sorry, keep going.
He said, I was going, oh yeah, what have you been up to? And he went, and he told me whatever, and he said, what have you? And I said, oh well, I started telling him about what I've been up to. And he said, well, sure, I knew from watching your set, so it's all in your set. And that really made me feel a bit, oh shit, exposed at the time. But then afterwards, I thought, well, that's good.
I think that's brilliant. I think that's the art, though, isn't it? That's the strength, that's the courage, the bravery. Well, for me, you're saying there is different... For me, that's what it is. That's on acting. I remember reading a book called "Don't Act."
Oh yeah.
That's the name of the book is "Don't Act."
Yeah.
And there is that whole thing of, you talked about the armor or whatever. I think there is that whole thing of the performer. Can you go up totally exposed? And in that, it's the not giving a fuck. Then comes out in you somehow. I don't know, but there's that feeling of, what you're like. They're hearing everything about me. They're seeing everything about me. I have nothing, so I have nothing to lose. And I think that's to me, that's the power of the performer.
Right, but there are levels of it. I mean, because I am doing a set that I've done again and again. There's a few people like Phil Kay, who I've just interviewed on my podcast as well. But he's a Scottish comedian who gets up and really doesn't... Well, he claims he does know what he's... he does a different set. He exposes himself. He is willing to die on his arse rather than have a polished set.
Yeah, okay.
He's quite prepared to do that. I don't know how that makes him feel, but he seems to be prepared to do that. So he can have an amazing gig where it's just unbelievable and you're going, oh, you will never see that again.
Yeah.
Or it can be
car crash,
but then again, maybe you come away going, it was car crash, but wow, it's something to talk about as well. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it's funny. So I did back in the summer. I did an 8-week course, trying to find myself anyway. But I did a 10-week course, but I stopped at 7 weeks. On the 6th week, I did my routine, and then on the 7th week, I had to come back and repeat the same routine with tweaks. I couldn't get my head around the idea that I was playing to the same crowd and saying the same thing. I thought, oh, you know this now, so you're only... any laugh there is not real. And then I actually slowly but surely just crumbled. And I completed it and I muscled on through, but it was loads of... Do I need to go? I need to say into the tea, and I just kept staring at her, and I just thought, oh no, I couldn't. There's no way. What's required to get up.
But I understand why you would feel that. Yeah.
Okay.
Because you're saying they saw the act.
They saw the act, yeah, and you had to repeat it, yeah. And so it's a lie, and everything. That's
but I would feel odd about that.
Would you? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah,
Unless, I suppose you could say, are we doing this as an exercise? This is not a real audience. This is an exercise where you're going to critique what I'm doing. And
yeah.
I suppose you could see it that way, but it's not a gig. It's not.
It's not. Gig. No. I suppose in my mind it was, and I couldn't differentiate the two, and I wasn't able to be fucking logical about just, this is... I'm learning here. I don't have to be amazing straight away. I'm learning. But anyway, I'm curious about something you said there about just when you were saying about before you go on the stage, you start thinking about saying something brand new, and that gives you the edge. It's like, do you seek the edge a little bit? That edgy feeling because you've done it so often that you don't have it? Or
yeah, definitely. That's why I would have said that there was a time, there was a period when I hated my set, and that's awful.
Yeah, okay.
When you're going on and not enjoying the set. So yeah, I try to do that. You know what? Now that I said it, I realised I haven't been doing that recently, so I should really reintroduce that.
Yeah.
But like you'd be really kind of maybe... I mean, I suppose I do so many different kinds of venues and stuff. There is good reason to be a little bit nervous and on the ball and prepared for something new every time. But basically, that's my opinion of like if it'd be hell if you were just going, oh fuck this, before you went on. It'd be awful.
Yeah, but I suppose I find it really interesting from the sense of, say, just the whole idea of performance and that nervous energy, or that, whatever it is beforehand. My feeling of it was, you'd be dying to get to a place where you don't feel that, wanting to puke and all that.
Definitely that.
Sorry, yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm not talking about...
Okay, so it's a different sort of edginess.
That was hot. I mean, and I did feel that for the first maybe 5 years. I used to feel, real nervousness and be thinking, why am I doing this? I can just not go on and go home.
Yeah.
And watch TV. Why am I doing this? And
be safe. Yeah.
Yeah, and kind of panicky and stuff. But no, I think what I'm thinking... Oh, I did a course recently which really gave me new perspective as well. I did a clowning course called I Am Clown, or I think it is something like that, in the Lear Academy, with a guy called Raymond Keane, who's a founder member of a clowning... God, what are they called? Anyway, a theatre group. But this course was a 5-day course, and the second day in, or even towards the end of the first day, I was going, oh Jesus Christ, I have to get up. You had to get up in front of the whole class and with a nose and a hat and not say anything and just make eye contact with everyone in the class, and I was shitting it. And
I think that's fucking amazing. that you would do that after these years of performing and all that you go back and do a course on something like that. I think that's pretty amazing, that wanting to, obviously, well, what was the reason you did that?
Oh, well, originally I was looking for an acting course. I got a part in a John B. Keane play, The Chastitude, there back in April. And I loved the rehearsal part, and just kind of, I thought, geez, I should really explore more of the acting and really get to know. And I just couldn't I didn't find an acting course, so I thought, I think I was talking to someone about clowning. I went, I'm going to do this clowning thing. Actually, I heard a guy called Paul Carrey talking about it. He's a Northern Irish comedian performer. So I did it, and it was like therapy. Like, it was because the Raymond Keane, the teacher, he would not let you perform. So if you came out like that, he'd go back, come back again. And if you came out again with at one point you'd be like that, you go back, come back again. You weren't allowed to come out in front of these people until you were yourself. And that's really hard to do.
Yeah.
And people were crying, and like everyone went through some kind of, in these 5 days, went through some kind of.
Well, obviously there's something in you, like they say, expose yourself to things that you're most afraid of. If you might have heard that.
Yeah, but that gave me a little bit of a kick, jump start in the comedy as well. So, and I felt then when I'm coming out, basically, I think the whole thing behind all that is to be in the moment. So when you're on stage, to be aware, I'm on stage here in front of an audience, instead of just coming out and kind of, you could do your set without, in kind of automatically, not really be there, but just for a moment to take a breath and look a few people in the eye.
But that's the kind of energetic thing of, say, awkwardness in a conversation, or I'd be a terrible man to fill in gaps, but it's not now. It's totally not the same. But it's that feeling of, say when you get on the stage, or even here now, you're meeting somebody brand new, or because this is kind of odd in itself, the fact the two of us are having a conversation, and there's this thing here, but there is that kind of sense as well of, with the little bit of presence. I don't like the word fucking presence, but because then it's like you're trying, I'm going to really do my best now, I'm going to be in the present, but that feeling of, I think it's way more felt, the energetic thing of of a conversation that's, we say, in the moment, or even when you go up on stage, that feeling, it's just more, it's more alive, isn't it? Is it? You say you go up on stage and you're feeling that, you're looking around for a few seconds, you're not bursting into your act, you're just actually feeling, and that is really fucking alive, that sense, that those 10 seconds, as opposed to jumping in then and saying whatever, but those moments, does that make sense?
Yeah, that does, yeah. Something that I just have to keep reminding myself of. That when you say that now, I go, am I doing that now? I'm always, I think, aware that I think Tommy Tiernan is a guy who is constantly aware of what he's doing on stage, or trying to make it more. I
was to Jason Byrne now.
And Jason Byrne's another one who he goes out there and doesn't. He probably has beats that he gets to.
Yeah.
But he goes. Yeah, it's a great gig, a live gig, amazing, Jason Byrne, and it doesn't See, a lot of people see him on TV and go, "Oh, jeez."
No, that you see, that's the energy thing.
Doesn't work.
No, it's and I've talked about, because I've gone to see him and then I've seen him on TV, and because I've tell people, look, you got to see him on TV, but
you got to see him live.
You got to see him live.
Yeah.
And then I mentioned, and he maybe comes on the TV, and they go, not feeling that at all.
No, it doesn't work on TV.
It doesn't translate.
No.
Yeah.
So, what works on TV is like Jimmy Carr type bang, bang, bang joke.
Yeah, the pre-scripted or whatever thingy.
Yeah, but That's the amazing thing about, and I'll probably say that's what, in my opinion, comedy shouldn't be a big gig like the Three Arena. I don't understand why you'd want to see a comedian in flipping Wembley or.
Yeah, I've never gone now to see any.
No, I've never gone to see a big show.
Sorry, I'd be slightly curious.
Sorry.
Careful of that. Even
See
curious.
yeah.
I've never. The only one I'd go to see is Ricky Gervais, if he, only because I've seen his Animals one on YouTube, and I thought that was really good. It was. What was I going to say to you? You know, just getting back to that idea. Have you seen Andy and Me, the new Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
And have you seen that? There's a part in it which I recorded from the TV, only because I just thought it was real. Basically, it was this. He says something like, "It comes a point in your life where either this thing that is major, this person that you have become in the world, that you present to the world, either that dies, right, and you totally be yourself, or you go to your grave holding on to this this character. You go to the grave holding on to this character that's never been you or never will be you." I thought that was kind of...
Yeah, I remember that kind of struck a chord at me as well. But yeah, it is. Well, I would have thought it kind of the whole point in life is to keep stripping away, because I think is to be as much yourself as possible, or to be in the moment as much as possible, because then time almost doesn't matter, because you're not but that's a difficult thing to do. But I mean, that would be, I think when you're a young teenager, you start constructing a personality to protect you, because you kind of feel a bit vulnerable, and maybe then they spend the rest of life trying to get rid of that construction. And
I suppose I'm fascinated by it because to be yourself, and I mean it is fuck self-help books and all that sort of shit.
But what is yourself as well? I mean,
because where do you go? You feel I'm not in good form today. That's myself. Like,
I know.
I'm in great form. I'm great crack today.
Oh yeah, but what I mean is, recently I've become aware of I've been trying to stand back and be aware of my emotions. Like I would constantly I would find myself driving the car and going through a imaginary interview on some show talking about how I was ignored for so long, and then I'm so one of those type of interviews. You know what I mean? And like the
who ignored you?
The golden,
Which fucking
the Golden Cleric Award on Father Ted, where he goes, and now. Liars, where he gets his chance to get his own back on all the people who wronged him. Yeah, I've become aware of myself dreaming of that type of interview while driving the car, and then go, what am I doing? But just so or be aware of petty jealousies, like someone is doing really well in their career, and it makes me sad. But isn't that and so what I mean is, what I'm trying to do is
not be that,
or just be aware of that and go, why am I feeling that? I question that or whatever. And because it is bizarre, because you can.
But see, I think that fucking chaos though needs a release as well, though, in some way, shape, or form. It needs a fucking event. It needs to get out. So whether it's going to be chewed on when you're on the road. Because the more you kind of go, well, you know what, I'm not going to think about that anymore now. I am really nice, I'm Joe and I'm lovely. I'm not fucking...
No, I'm not saying that.
I know you're
I wouldn't say I'm Joe and I'm lovely.
Yeah,
I'm Joe, I'm an awful bollocks. But why am I a bollocks? You know what I mean? Or, it's interesting though, because it would be sad that if you weren't aware that, because you do see people who aren't aware, like you see people talking to themselves on the street, so they're obviously not aware that they're doing that.
They're having the chat.
So that would be shit to be
that mad, is it not be aware
in there talking away. I could be driving my car, talking to Ryan Tuberty.
Yeah,
Ryan Tuberty's there, imaginary Ryan Tuberty, doing that interview, and never been aware of it, or
and Ryan obviously can't get a word in edgeways.
I just think it's as long as you're aware of that you're doing shit.
Well, do you know what? Now I remember, I don't know what age it was in my life. I had this. I think I actually smoked a huge amount of weed, in a short space of time with a seasoned smoker. And then I really got was a little bit nutty, we'd say, for a while, right?
Yeah.
And then anyway, years later, from time to time, that nuttiness would come back. That nutty kind of sensation. And then I thought, maybe I'm mad. Like, I mean, maybe I am. And then I thought, oh, but sure, look, I mean, what can I do about it? You know what I mean? If you are that way, and you're in that blissful ignorance of being mad, there's nothing you can do about it, unless somebody has to come up to you and go, well, you know, that whole talking to yourself.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it's good to accept that you're mad.
Yeah. Is that what's the name of your podcast? Is
Potteroony?
Potteroony. I know it's that, but there's a line underneath it about some people have never gone mad
and what sad lives they must lead.
Yeah. That makes you feel good about being mad, does it?
Well, I mean, you have to go. It's terrible trying to not pretend you're not mad all the time. Yeah. It must be very
tiresome.
Yeah.
We see. I think that is the whole fucking letting yourself. That's the whole being yourself thing. What I mean by that is that in the madness of who you really fucking are is an old fucking whatever, and it's everything. Who you are is everything. And what you try to do, or not saying that you try to do, or maybe I have done in the past and do, is that feeling of trying to, keep yourself, I'm grand. That thing.
Yeah.
Whereas I think you reach a certain point in your life where that's just too tiresome. I think, or you're going to end up, I don't know.
Well, that's supposed to be maybe become more comfortable in your own skin. But I mean, that's the kind of feeling you'll get if you were, if you were tripping or something, and then you go into a bar, and then you start thinking, how should I be normal when I'm in a bar, which is bizarre. Because normally you do it without thinking about it. But then if you're a bit off your face, I think it's weird that you go,
how can I pretend to be normal?
Is that normal? I'm crossing my legs.
Yeah.
And, it's a weird thing.
But even that definition, like, what is the definition of normal? Like, this, because I think that's the big. I don't want to get into fucking the whole. Well, sure, we'll see where it goes. But you see, I think that's the big anxiety of trying to be something other than you are. That's what anxiety is. Whereas not giving a fuck is the freedom, almost.
Yeah. But it's very hard to not to like I'd say when I started doing the comedy with Paul.
Yeah.
We said we're gonna just do mad. We're gonna fucking do whatever we want on stage, and we would do that.
Yeah.
But then you get a reputation of they're the mad lads. They're mad on stage, and then.
That's not who I am.
Fall into the trap of living up to that. Yeah, we're the mad lads on stage, so it's very, it's very hard to keep. That's why doing that course, say the clowning, or doing things like that, it's good to just go, shit. It's just rethink things.
I think that's so I did the introduction to acting in the Lear, right?
Yeah,
so I did with David Horn is the guy, and he at one point told us to go around the building and explore like a kid again. So just be nosy. Go in. You can go on. We were in this kind of hall area, and he said just go around the house and go around the building, go into the offices and explore and hide and do whatever you want, and then come back into the class. And I think all of that is obviously some sort of method to get you out of how you think you should be into who you are, bringing back that playful sort of thing. If it's not play, then it's, if it's not playful, what's the point? Like, really?
Yeah. And I like that about I do improv, and that's definitely playfulness. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Love it. I do it on, like, there's a Monday night show on the International Bar. I'm not saying this to plug it, but anyway.
Plug it, yeah.
But
this will go global anyway, so like
this
will make thousands of people to be there on the Monday night.
yeah. Oh yeah. Well, but I mean, there's a group of maybe 10, and then there's 4 on, or 3 or 4 on each night, and we don't make a penny out of it, but it's just amazing. Like, it is really, really good. There's no pressure anyway, because it's a Monday night in the International Bar, and there's about 30 to 50 people there.
But improv, allows you, the freedom to totally fuck up. Like, there's no... I can be absolutely fucking horrendous tonight, and it doesn't matter. Or maybe...
I think the main thing is to have fun, to go wherever something. So you can't control it, because you say something, then the other person's... That's a nice box you have on your head. You cannot say, I don't have a box on my head. You go, oh, thanks very much. But anyway, so yeah, I like doing that. But I mean, that thing about don't act, that's a thing. Oh, an actress. Well, I did that short film, Adolf and Eva, right?
She's really lovely.
The actress in that, Kat O'Loughlin, she's brilliant. But she said a thing when we were shooting there, is when the director says action, in your head you go no, or something like don't act, because usually you're doing great during rehearsals, but someone says action, you can stiffen up.
But it is that I kind of, even like with this thing, I like to not do the on button, because I think the on button gives you the feeling, okay, all right, okay, we're on now. We need to be talking now and get it right. And and it's that whole thing of this needs to be right or whatever. Whereas I think if you can somehow get to the place of that as you are is enough to start off with, and then you trust the training and that you know the lines or whatever. I don't know, but I don't really know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but also, like, if you're in... So you have the character or whatever, but you're having a you have to remember you're having a conversation with someone. So, like, if we were in a scene where we're just having a conversation...
Yeah.
You're not... It doesn't matter if none of the crew can hear what you're saying, because it's private conversation.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there is a tendency to start to... fill the room with your...
Yeah. So obviously that's what you do when you were doing that, or when you've done roles like that, is that you block out. Not block out, but obviously you're...
Well, no, I don't think you can block out. I've actually looked at some YouTube clips of Dennis Hopper talking about acting, and he said that Marlon Brando would say to him, or maybe James Dean as well, that while you're doing your thing, there's loads of people, there's crew and there's blah blah blah, but you can just look around at things, because you can look at the top of the lamp, look at the guy, the electrician there with the crack of his arse showing or whatever, and don't block them out, but just kind of stare at them, because
that's what's happening.
The audience just see a person looking around a room. So it's interesting that you don't block that out either.
I mean, that kind of... But you see, it is funny. You can spot really clearly authenticity in terms of acting. You can spot that that feeling when somebody is... It's so close. You can't separate the reality versus the acting. It is that good, I suppose. And that's when it kind of makes sense. It has to be... The person... has to be a huge part of it. Whatever you can bring to the table is a huge part of it. Yeah.
Oh, yes, it has to be somewhere from you.
Yeah, for it to be real, I suppose. Yeah.
I don't know what did you think of Jim Carrey's whole... I mean, he just embodied the character
in Thingy. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I would find that really annoying. If I was somehow involved in that film and you couldn't have a conversation with the man, I think whatever. Like
I know. I thought it was. I'm not sure what I'd think. I mean, the film is really good.
I liked his.
So it worked.
Chat to the camera.
Yeah,
I like that bit of banter and stuff. He was saying was kind of insightful, but. Yeah, that's kind of a Daniel. I mean, if you're Daniel Day-Lewis, then you could do that. Like
he does that, yeah.
Yeah, that's Daniel Day-Lewis. Like,
yeah,
he was probably I don't know, but he's probably rated the greatest actor of all time. I think his new movie is.
What is the new movie?
I saw the ad for it now, and I didn't like It's the same. It's Paul Anderson, the same guy who did. I think it's Anderson. It's definitely something Anderson.
Yeah. Who did what?
He did
the one over 7 years. Was it the one?
No, he's well, maybe he has done one over 7 years, but he's done a couple with him. So he's done Thou.
Oh, There Will Be Blood.
Will Be Blood, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He's done most of the stuff he's done has been good stuff. What was I going to say to you? I'll just give this a little flick here.
Yeah. I appreciate what he does, obviously. No, I appreciate it. I'm talking here as a fucking professional actor here. But I still like I like people like Humphrey Bogart, who's just Humphrey Bogart in every film.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, well, I think that's how it's that familiarity with these actors. It's still like Jack Nicholson. I can't think of him. Witches of Eastwick and A Few Good Men. It's Jack Nicholson as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things I want to say to you. There's around 10 minutes left. Do you recognise Nighthawks? And you were involved in Nighthawks.
Yeah.
I think Nighthawks. It's only just when I was looking about you. I thought Nighthawks was fucking gold.
Right.
Do you think it was because that RT just had loads of budget back then, and they said, right, should we give these lads money, never do anything because it's late at night, was it?
It was on 4 nights a week.
Yeah.
But it wasn't all sketches. I mean, I think what was maybe good about I'm sure there was loads of shite on it as well. We might be.
We're definitely going to romanticize it, but I just remember. You see, I used to go into school. And if you didn't know the sketches the previous night, you'd kind of just feel, fucking everybody else got to stay up late, and I didn't because my parents won't let me stay up late. I didn't know them, but there was so many different things on, and I just think that freedom. That now again, I'm looking back romantically, maybe thinking that particular thing was the case.
But if it was hitting the nerve of people, but I mean that's to say that there was they may well. I'm sure definitely where it was loads of shite on it, but that's fine if it's a way of people developing their talent. I mean, there was a show called the 11 O'Clock Show that Ricky Gervais started out in. Did Republic of Telly not develop acts like?
I don't know now, but I never really watched Republic of Telly at all.
I've never really watched it. I don't think it was aimed at my age group, but the Rubber Bandits did start out on it, and Bridget and Eamon started on it. But so I don't know. So you're saying Nighthawks was it brilliant?
Well, you're just saying it was something you were involved in, wasn't it? You were.
It was good. Yeah, I started off with Paul Tyler on that. We did a video production course actually, and then sent in a thing that we shot on that, and Shay Healy liked it. And he got us out there, and it was funny. We were working with at one point this woman who's gone on. She's an author now. What's her name? She won the Booker Prize. I can't remember. But anyhow, there was a lot of people working on it that were finding their way. Even people behind the camera in telly. They hadn't worked in telly before either. So there's a lot of experiment. Well, I mean, me and Paul used to find it frustrating sometimes because we'd go in with a sketch and this. Can't remember who he was, but he'd say, "Oh, would you try change this, change that?" We'd change that, and we bring it back in, and he'd go, "Try change it," and then we just go back to the original sketch and show him that, and he'd go, "Yeah, that's it." So,
it's funny. I have a friend who he worked in kids TV in RT, but they obviously got rid of that department there recently.
Oh, yeah.
He was the puppeteer Ray Wingnut, and he used to just give countless ideas. Some guy in that organisation.
Yeah.
And so he's finally got a meeting with them, and the first thing he mentioned, "So tell me, are you funny?"
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you say to that? Like,
that's really, it's nuts. Yeah, I don't really deal with RTE, so but I've had a few ideas that went all the way to the end.
RTE didn't come up in your conversation with Ryan. Now, doesn't come up, does it?
Oh yeah, I make a conversation with Ryan. I'd be going, "They never recognised me."
Fuck them. They're fucking.
I don't know why I'm on RTE talking about how much
well, they love you now, obviously.
They begged me. Yeah. They begged me to come in and.
Exactly. Yeah. They got down on their fucking knees. Of course they did.
Yeah.
Fucking pricks. The lot of them. Yeah.
It's yeah. I find that very funny though that well, I don't. Do other people have those?
Fucking totally, they do.
Yeah,
they do. Yeah, I have conversations like that. Yeah,
brilliant.
Yeah, not exactly like your ones. Not with Ryan now in particular.
No. Yeah, actually, it was probably aiming. But sorry, now Ryan Turbot, if you're listening, but that's aiming low, isn't it? I would say I should be on. This is one of the American channels.
You're sitting there opposite them, and because they'd be dying to hear about. RTE.
RTE, yeah, that's what they really want to hear. The whole of America are waiting for my opinions on RTE. Yeah. It's fun. It's like, do you know that film, The King of Comedy?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, De Niro's in that.
De Niro, yeah. Where he's recording himself doing a chat show.
That's all he wanted,
and but that's basically what's going on in my head. Yeah, it's brilliant. That's what we all want, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's an interesting thing though. Like, what is in that moment in time? Are you? Where are you in your life? Like, are you? Is it just that you're having the event and you can just say fuck it to everybody? You're obviously. Where are you in that imagination?
Oh, where am I? What's happened?
What's happened?
Oh,
have you got the Oscar?
I've won an Oscar.
You've got the Oscar.
Yeah. It's funny. Yeah, it's hilarious because you're like,
but that's visualization
because it's very like it's everybody in a way that way. But you can see
everybody's like that. Everybody's like that. No fucking question. Everybody's there having those conversations.
Yeah. But then if you have won the Oscar, what is your insecurity? There must be another fucking insecurity.
Yeah, well that's it. So what is it then? Yeah, that feeling of when do you arrive? I think that's the fucking big thing in life, and I think it's I can only talk for myself. I that feeling of when have you arrived? When is it okay to?
And then that's when the problems can start. Like McGregor now seems to have lost the run of himself.
He has totally lost the run of himself.
And that's because he's got what he wanted.
Yeah,
and that's dangerous.
Well,
isn't it because he needs another?
Well, it's really apparent though that all the things that he's looking for. I mean, it is to me. It's really apparent. I mean, he's amazing for Fuxton for doing all that he's doing. Remind me to show you. Somebody sent me on a video of him in a club recently. But you've got everything that you've looked for, and you realise you probably get around 15 minutes out of it. Like you still have to wipe your hole in the morning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You might have nicer toilet paper. You might not get the cheap stuff. You might get the pocket ones, or maybe you use a cloth. You still have to wipe your hole.
Exactly. Yeah.
You do
you still have to. Yeah.
And I think that's that whole shit of. That whole bollocks you might read about happiness comes from within in a way. Yeah. It's never going to. All these things will never satisfy you. That's what it seems to me like.
Yeah, well, I would hope so.
Be nice to do it though.
Yeah.
Be nice to get the gazillions and the big bag.
See,
of
I don't.
Coke.
Yeah. I don't have to worry about not having to struggle. I'm struggling away. So, but that's, I guess.
Would you have it any other way, like?
Though. Well, I'd never think of retiring, like, or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like, so that would be my. I would never think of. I would just hope that people would want to see me, though. But when I'm 80.
Yeah, I think that's even better again, though.
Well, I think you could probably switch your act, but you can almost have more of a freedom if you're going on stage at 80.
Well,
you can say fucking anything.
You say anything.
Yeah,
you can say absolutely anything.
Who's gonna shush it? You know, you go, fuck you, I'm 80.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. You'd hope, like, when you get to that age of mind yourself.
Oh, sorry, I keep doing that.
Yeah. When is it that you just don't give a fuck?
Yeah, it should be always. But you would think that when you get to that age, you'd have to not give a fuck.
Yeah, if you're still striving at the age of 100 or 90 or 70, you're just kind of going,
give a fuck.
Really? I mean, what you act like? Just fucking smoke the cigarettes now and drink all the
right,
booze.
Yeah.
And what, just stop giving a fuck, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. Just thought maybe, well, if I was about 90, I might try heroin.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. I'm gonna. When I hit 60 and the kids are gone, I'm going to take a humongous amount of psychedelics and drugs. Yeah, not. I probably won't do. I will maybe keep heroin for when it's only a couple of weeks left, and then become a raving addict. But I think I will. Like I did a piece on psychedelics, and I was talking to these, and I'm actually talking to a guy called All Going Wild Dennis McKenna, who's the brother of Terence McKenna. I don't know if you ever heard of Terence McKenna. If you Google him, he's massive in the psychedelic circle, and even listening to him talk is amazing. But he's in his 60s, another woman in their 70s. I was talking to this woman who's behind the whole psychedelic research. I don't know if you know anything about it, and I won't go on about it now because
I've done mushrooms and acid when I was in my 20s.
Yeah,
mushrooms not past 25. I don't think I did them again. And I have kept thinking I want to do them again, but I want the right
scene and setting. Yeah, that's essential. Yeah. I've done them
a few days afterwards to relax.
Yeah, don't involve drink either, and eat well beforehand. All that stuff. But there's a whole there's a humongous now. There's a whole movement towards it. Like magic mushrooms could be legalized in San Fran, but it's all like MDMA has been FDA approved for therapeutic treatment. So in other words, you can go to a therapist and get some MDMA and talk about your past.
And then try and shag them.
Totally. That's exactly exactly. That's exactly what could happen. Funny, you went straight there. Yeah, I mean that's totally everybody. I mean therapists and everybody gets in the nip, and it just everybody goes mental. But the point I was going to make is that they're in their 70s, and both of them been behind the whole movement to get them allowed to be used in therapeutic. But this woman was in her 60s maybe, and she's amazing. Like she's around when the founder of LSD was there, and so she's been behind the whole movement. But anyway, what she said to me, she works 12-hour days, and she said, to be honest with you, I'd love not to be working, I'd love to be taking loads of drugs.
Yeah,
I think that's in her 60s.
But what is there? So what? There's a therapeutic reason as well.
Oh, I mean, the reasoning behind it is. I think it's phenomenal, and I've gone on about it now a few times in this, but it's basically there's a humongous amount of research that shows that say you are suffering from depression or anxiety or PTSD or whatever whatever it may be, and you go and you speak to a therapist, and this therapist under certain conditions can diagnose that you take magic mushrooms, psilocybin, and that they have shown humongous amount of research that people have been depression free as a result of taking these.
Right, yeah. And
they transform their lives. Some of the drugs get rid of addiction of alcohol. Some of them, like ibogaine or there's ayahuasca. If you wanted to go to,
I've not. There's documentary about a guy on Netflix who's got depression and goes to...
Yeah, I watched that, yeah.
You've seen that?
Yeah, I actually watched it a couple of days ago, yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, he went into the Amazon and took a humongous amount, now it looks like to me. But what this woman wants to do is combine therapeutic care with taking the psychedelic.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry, the final thing I tell you about it is that they show the brain before and afterwards. When the brain is on LSD and the brain is totally lit up and all the synapses and all the movements everything is working, whereas beforehand there's only a certain amount of working, and obviously the older you get there's only a tiny amount of fucking like mistake on Friday sort of thing. And what the psychedelic comes in and does is blow the personality apart.
Right.
And you see things that you never would have seen before, maybe about yourself, and then when the personality comes back together again, essentially it's never the same, and maybe a little bit of crack or light gets put in.
Yeah.
It is really interesting. Yeah.
Well, like I know when I took magic mushrooms first, and one of my thoughts or what I was thinking was, wow, all these people who've never done this, they've never experienced this, because it really does make you think, wow, the universe is incredible, and everything, and the tiniest little leaf and raindrop is amazing, and you can say that they are, but when you see it and feel it,
it's totally different.
It's amazing.
And I think when you get older, because I have done it in recent years, and you're presented totally and utterly with yourself. So say that you've gone to therapy and you've tried to figure out blah blah blah. Something like the magic mushroom or LSD is going to present you where you cannot run and hide. You can't say, I'm lovely over here and this is the bad part that I want to get rid of. You feel that. And so it is, but the research, it is worth looking into it. I think from all that I've read, it's a radical solution to mental health. Radical. Not just let's go for a run and shine a bit of light and awareness on it. This is a radical fucking solution. Yeah. So
I must have a look into that.
There you go now.
Because I just think, I don't know.
I'm just going to hit this for a second because I'm conscious of fucking this up. It is. It's something I find it interesting because, and I'm reading a book by Dennis McKenna, and it's all about the experiences that they had throughout their lives taking these, and it is a radically alternative perspective to life, and it's not for me. I have no interest in the whole getting high thing or the a drug culture. It's the
right, yes.
It's the benefits of it that these have basically these things have been in the world for thousands upon thousands upon thousands of years and part of societies.
Yeah.
And if you look at the imagery and in anything, you can see some sort of psychedelic reference in some way, especially old imageries. You'd see the little mushrooms even in stained windows in churches and stuff like that. But what was I going to say to you?
Right. Okay.
That basically it's been in cultures for thousands upon thousands of years, but then since in the 60s when the whole movement came along and the hippie movement, we'll say, and the whole thing was locked down because you've a whole society members going out not wanting to go to war, wanting to go out and run in the fields and live the dream,
Yeah. Well, it's a it opens your mind, so you're just like, everything's incredible. Now you could not live that way,
no,
because you wouldn't even get to the shop to buy food.
Yeah, it'd be an amazing adventure. All the
just
same.
Be looking at. So it's but it's good to open your mind every now and then.
Yeah, well, I think what they say is if you have something that you want to look at. See, some of the cultures, especially with the ayahuasca thing, there's a whole ceremony about what you want to achieve from it, and you write down your intentions for the experience of what you want to do.
Oh, do you? Yeah, before you.
There's a whole 10 days. If you were to go there, and I have a couple of friends who've gone to South America, or one friend, and he had to go through a whole ritual about what he wanted to achieve. But one of the things was giving up cigarettes, and he hasn't smoked.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So.
Right. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it makes me think I should try it. I should try some.
Yeah.
I was talking to my son about it over a year ago. He wanted to do them, and I said, "Well, I'll be
your sitter
if you wanted to do them."
That's a very cool thing to do.
Never brought it up after that. But then he told his mother that I said that. She wasn't happy.
But I think that's really cool because there is that fear thing that comes, and you know, if somebody that you really trust is there to help you through, he's either going to do it anyway. I mean, nothing anybody can do about it, or he can do it in a room where he needs to do it safe.
Yeah, because it'd be dangerous to do it in certain places.
Yeah. What's his name? Your son?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were trying to tell me about someone who did something.
No.
Danny.
Yeah, Danny. Don't do it when you're going to a rock concert or whatever. Just find a nice place to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely is. I mean, Nick Cave's son fucking died.
Yeah.
He fell over a cliff.
Yeah.
So I would have thought bloody hell Nick Cave. I thought Nick Cave would have been a bit more.
Yeah.
His son would have been able to
yeah, I always wonder. There's somebody the joke somewhere about, and this isn't meant towards Nick Cave's son now, but I always there's some comedian somewhere, some sketch somewhere that makes the comment: why do people always, jump out of the big building when they want to go flying? Why can't they start from the ground?
That's right.
You know what I mean? Why do they always have to go to the top floor and jump off to take off?
Straight off.
Yeah, can they not just do it on the ground?
Yeah.
Fucking ruin it for everybody else.
I know.
Yeah.
Jeez, my son. Speaking of Danny, when he was about 2 or something, he thought he could fly and he jumped off the table.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wanted to see if he could fly.
Yeah.
So
next time now.
So
Danny,
really
do it from the ground.
You do need to stay there.
Yeah, you do. Or just try to fly, go out on the road, and then jump.
Well, he has tried. He has tried.
Yeah,
he has learned his lesson. But he was that kind of child, though. Really, like.
Well, actually, this is a totally non-fucking trivial, ridiculous thing to ask you, but I read or something. I looked at your first podcast. With the footballer, yeah. I was just curious to see how you approached it, and I think you said your son is right-handed, but he's right-legged and left-handed, but left-handed, but he writes with his right hand.
No, he writes with his left hand, but if he's using a racket or something, I think he uses his right hand.
Yeah, okay. No, I do the same, so I was very curious.
Oh, really?
That. Yeah. Just is it? I've no question. I'm just curious about it. Is it? How does that manifest, or is it because I write with that hand, but if that's my strong hand.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think that's the same with Danny. Yeah, if it was anything to do with hitting a bat or something, he'd use his right. I think.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a weird one. My father was left-handed, and he was forced to write with his right hand by the.
Yeah. It was that yeah. That was, I missed that for a few years, but it wasn't long, I think. That was the devil's hand, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what it's called, is it? The Kitog, is that something to do with the devil?
It's something to do with the devil, yeah. It's kind of a good thing, that now.
And in French for left is sinistre, or sinister. It's like sinister.
Gauche.
No. Okay, what am I thinking?
What? Gauche.
Maybe it's in Italian or Spanish. Left is sinistra or something like that.
It must be something to do with torturing the monkey,
sinister.
is it? If you were left-handed, it must have come
torturing the monkey.
I'm hammering the cell.
Yeah, really.
It must be, is it? If it's to do with the church, and it was the church who started saying
you have to wank with your right hand.
Yeah, or I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out where is the source of why did suddenly. The left-handers were.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, just maybe something different, isn't it?
Just something to pick on you.
So, yeah, a reason. Yeah, I mean, there's the other thing that midgets are lucky that they believe in. Gypsies believe. So if you see a midget, they tap his head.
What? It's good luck, is it?
His or her head. Yes. Yeah. And travellers will intend to do that. Some of them.
Oh, for fuck's sake. That's a great. I'm sure that must have been done, that sketch. Is it somewhere?
I don't know, but I remember some woman on Facebook who was small in stature giving out about it. She said, "It's happened again." Some tapped her on the head.
Oh fucking hell! I think it was around somewhere with my son, and who likes to just say everything that comes out of his mouth, and he saw. He saw, is it midget or dwarf? What you're allowed to say?
I don't know now.
Small person.
Small person,
yeah. But of course, he was just totally and utterly blown away by this. This was mind-boggling look and shouting and trying to walk on, and he's staring and going. Yeah. I think he wanted to go over and pick it up, pick him up anyway.
Yeah. There's this guy, comedian Ricky Grover. He's big, London comedian. He's alright, Ricky Grover, yeah, big bloke. And he's had his first gig he ever did. Right, he got a small person, and he paid. He rented him, and put him in a sack, and brought him out on stage. And he said to the audience, "I got a midget in a sack." And if you don't laugh at my jokes, I'll kick the midget.
Oh, fuck.
Apparently, the gig went really well. He got lots of laughs, so he didn't have to kick the midget. But he's got this really weird attitude to midgets, because he said he was asked then to do a talk at some university, and he's going, "Fuck, Joe, I can hardly read, mate, so they bring me along to talk at this university." I said, "I know what I'll do. I'll get a midget and I'll say, I can't read, so I've got this midget to read out what I've written." Well, I don't know, he wrote it, but anyway. So he said, there's an agency, right, so you can go. And so he said, so this bloke turns up, he rings the bell and he goes, "Come in." And he's going, we're going tomorrow, so if you can stay the night in the house. And then he goes, he has this attitude. He goes, "During the night, me and my wife would wake up and we could hear him moving around downstairs." Oh, he's talking about as if you've got like a pet dog or something.
I love that. I fucking love that. Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
Oh, man.
You can get away. It's just the ludicrous. I love the ludicrous.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Well, that could be really offensive.
Yeah. There'd be could be thousands of little midgies watching this. I'm sorry. Alright, I'm going to stop because I'm slightly conscious of the last couple of times when I go to stop this, because I don't have enough memory on my phone, the whole thing crashes and I lose.
Okay, yeah.
I lose it all. So I'm going to press stop here, and I'm going to say thank you very much, Joe.
Alright,
I really fucking enjoyed that, man. Thank you so much.
Here we go. That's good. Oh, is it?
It's there. Hi, if you like the conversation that I just had and you'd like more, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you.
Frank, come on, man.